What's the difference between this and this? Everything and nothing. I'm Mike Blasek, Vice President of Sales for Spartan Surfaces. In my journey of selling floors for the last 20 years, sustainability has been a big focus of mine and a passion. In this edition of Flooring You, we're going to talk about the ins and outs of PVC-free flooring.
What is PVC?
PVC stands for Polyvinyl Chloride. A lot of times people refer to it just as vinyl. Household items made of PVC would be shower curtains, records back in the day, vinyl flooring, and a whole host of stuff that you may find in a car. It's very common. You hear PVC piping, and that's a rigid version of vinyl. However, when we refer back to flooring, there's usually plasticizers in it. Well, plasticizers are the things in, say, rolled vinyl that makes it flexible. So the installers can easily install it, but in general, they need to make it into rolls, need to weld it together, which is applying heat in order to make it seamless. So a lot of times when vinyl flooring needs to be flashed up the wall, curved up the wall for sanitary purposes. The other reason you want it to be flexible is so it bends rather than breaks under heavy rolling loads or other pressure applied from casters, etc.
What are some PVC concerns?
So vinyl sometimes made out to be the big bad boogeyman. Some of the new studies suggest that potentially if they alter the way they actually manufacture the ingredients in it, it's probably not that big of a deal. PVC pipe is rigid, but when you make it into flooring, you have to put an additive in there to make it flexible. There's usually plasticizers in it. Some people on the sustainability side have issues with. PVC-free products in the resilient world still uses plasticizers, but they tend to be bio-based. Vinyl manufacturers also now have pivoted to bio-based products too for their plasticizers. Phthalate-based plasticizers are thought to be, in many studies, bioaccumulative, and over time it has serious health impacts. There originally was a concern with it because they were considered endocrine disruptors, and the plasticizer migration could have all sorts of different ramifications for the patients or people who live and work in these buildings. Those patients that are immune compromised, it's thought that they would have better outcomes if they don't have chemicals such as phthalates in the building materials they use in their operating rooms or their patient rooms. One of the main themes of using vinyl-free products is the fact that they do not contain phthalates. It's worth noting though, recently, that a lot of people who manufacture vinyl, they have taken those plasticizers out and actually replaced them with bio-based versions. So chlorine is the C in PVC. That piece, from a sustainability perspective, when you burn it, it creates dioxin. Dioxin ultimately is bad for the environment when it goes into the air.
What does PVC-free mean?
PVC-free is a term tossed around a lot these days. So technically, PVC-free could be wood, it could be rubber, or a whole host of things that's basically not made of vinyl. It's very similar to saying, what kind of countertops do I want? Not granite. However, in our space, it's usually referred to as potentially a new technology, a polyolefin, a urethane base, but it also could be rubber, linoleum, and anything essentially that's not made from vinyl. Where is PVC-free used? Well, it's used in most of the applications you'd use a vinyl-based product. One of the original spots they used to put it in was in areas that had chemo patients, green USGBC LEED certified buildings, NICUs, and also cancer centers. And why? Because these people are just sensitive to their environment. Their immune systems are compromised, and they try to take out anything that could possibly harm them. So the USGBC's LEED certification system is basically a conglomeration of credits, and they added together to achieve certain levels.
How is PVC-free made?
So even though these look the same, they're very different in the chemicals and raw materials. How is PVC-free flooring made? Well, pretty similar to vinyl. Well, typically there's a backing, there's a photo, and there's a wear layer. Sometimes there's a balancing material between the two to make it stable. It varies a little bit different from manufacturer to manufacturer, but ultimately it's heated up, or they're taking from the homogeneous standpoint, they're mixed, rolled. While it's warm, it's ran through rollers to make it flat and stable, whether it's heterogeneous or homogeneous products. Recently, there's been advancements in resilient flooring in terms of PVC-free. One is a urethane base. Urethane is an interesting product because it was the same thing we quoted vinyl to make it easier to clean. So they decided to make, at scale, products that are made from all urethane. So So there's a couple different types of urethanes, but the ones they use in the newer technology of resilient floor are generally bio-based. So one of the latest technologies that is extremely easy to clean and certainly durable is called a polyolefin. It's made from a similar compound as a golf ball. And the same thing that makes a golf ball easy to clean and that you can whack it with a metal stick makes it durable over the life of the floor. So some folks who would argue against PVC-free would say that the chlorine in PVC is actually derived from salt. And really the toxicity is in the dose. If you eat an entire cup of salt, you'll probably be very sick. In this case, very small amounts of it are used and you're not ingesting it. So there's a bunch of different types of rubber, which is also obviously vinyl free. There's olefin-based rubbers, there's SBR rubber, and then there's also products that are made from EPDM type rubber. It's a colored chips that use in recycled rubber for fitness flooring and other types of applications.
How does PVC-Free compare?
So the primary difference between different types of resilient flooring is typically the raw materials that are being made. The most important thing with the newer types of products is that they all can be married together, dimensionally stable, super durable, and easy to clean. Vinyl can be cheaper. I mean, they use it in everything, so they can, source the raw materials in scale. It's just more commonly found and mass produced. Products in the newer technologies, urethane or polyolefin, are not used as much as in industry, so it's more costly. One of the original arguments against vinyl was its off-gassing. Typically, you could sense off-gassing in that new car smell or when you open a package of a shower curtain. Some of the new studies suggest that potentially if they alter the way they actually manufacture the ingredients in it, it's probably not that big of a deal. So other reasons that architects and designers and end users may use vinyl-free products over vinyl, well, it's typically a philosophy. Sometimes they would like to use more holistic type products that are bio-based, and it's a general thought process that vinyl may not be as healthy as the alternatives. Although there is differences in opinions on the longevity and the durability, certainly, of linoleum, it is made from a lot of agricultural type products like linseed oil, jute, or wood pulp.
So what questions do you get about PVC-Free?
What are some of the questions we get from interior designers? Well, is it stain resistant? Is it durable? And what's the track record? Well, it's simply yes, and we have a ton of references for you guys to use in order to prove the longevity, the cleanability, and the stain resistance of this floor. So if you want to learn more about PVC-free flooring, call a Spartan rep, go to our website, or hit the subscribe button and smash that bell.